first part was getting kind of long, so I stopped it because, you know, it was getting long and there's a lot to talk about, so I thought I would split it up into two, because there's, you know, this deck is there's so much there that I guess I can talk about. So this is part two, so I'm going to talk about the minor arcana, and what I thought I would, I'll start with the wands, and I've separated all the suits, and I thought I'd go through them and, you know, see if there's anything about the card that I can say. So this deck has all aces, and it also has the knight, the princess, the prince, and the queen, but there is no king, which is interesting and different with this deck. So ace of wands. Wands, you know, are associated with fire, so you'll see fire symbols. And again, we have the same border. We tell it's what it is, and then in the background it says wands, just like the other said trumps, and then we have one indicated there. And these say what the card means, you know, underneath. This one's interesting because of the wands. They look like the staff with a goat head and the dove, Virgo, and the female symbol. Here again, remember Egyptian mythology, Judaism, the Kabbalah, all influence this, and you can definitely see like the lotus blossom motif here, and you know, these other things. Some of them are sort of vaguely Egyptian looking. This one's an interesting card, sort of that prism geometry look with these red lightning bolts, swiftness. These are neat, these arrows, because of the moon. It looks like it just continues. It's a very interesting take on the arrow. Here we have the Knight of Wands, the Princess of Wands. I always thought this headdress was really strange. Something about it. You have sort of a brazier burning, and we have a tiger there. The Prince of Wands, this is almost like very much a chariot card, because he's in a chariot. We have the canopy, we have the reins, but there's like a lion leading it. The face is interesting. There's a symbol in the chest, which is hard to make out, but it's there. And then the queen. This is sort of like, I mean, looking at this, it's like she's looking down at you with this cheetah. The headdress is spiky. She has sort of a pine cone thing. The face is sort of, you know, it's there. Really a powerful card. It expresses that. Let's go to the cups. Cups are associated with water, or the chalices. Here it says they're cups. The ace cards are always the one, and I think they're, in most decks, they're typically the most ornate, depicting one of the suit. So this one, I love this sort of inside of a shell or outside of a shell look. Love. It's always a interesting. We have the two fish swimming, intertwined, the lotus pouring, the two chalices. Abundance. Luxury. Disappointment. I love this lotus leaf in the inverted pentagram here, knotted up with these crystal, with the flowers there. It's a really neat card. Pleasure. Debauch. Sort of an excess of getting what you want and not caring who, what, when, where. Just doing whatever you feel like without the sort of without the care of what others may be feeling. It almost looks like slime. Indolence. A darker card. I love how all the cups are different. I mean, there's so much thought put into these cards. Happiness, I mean, look how, it's 9, but even though it's an odd number, it looks like it's how it should be, 3 by 3 by 3. It's a very pleasing number. We have these lotuses breathing life into these cups. Satiety, getting your fill and being, and satisfying some urge. Here we have, they all are filled equally, supposedly. The Knight of Cups. Here we have some angelic wings. We have the crab, which seems to be depicted, usually it's on someone's head, or it's not on the ground where it should be. There's a peacock, sort of invisible, right here. I've actually never noticed that before. Probably because the card hasn't come up that much, but there's a peacock hidden there. Peacocks are, of course, the symbol of male vanity, of arrogance, of all the bad things about being, handsome and beautiful and people being jealous of. I particularly like peacocks. I think they're interesting. As birds, they're rather stupid if you've ever been around them. Here's the princess. You see her face. She has these fish around her, these geometric figures here. A lotus, the swan. The prince. Here we have some man riding a bird. And of course, the cups are associated with liquid, but here we have a bird, which is almost flying above the water. A bird headdress, a snake, and a chalice. Something here, I'm not sure what that is. And the Queen of Cups. There's her face, almost obscured right there. The lotus, we have sort of a crane, lotus lily pads, and this beautiful geometry, this swirling circles around. Sort of a fish there, holding to her. And we'll look at the discs. The Ace of Discs. Here we have has meta. I don't know what it says. Meta. Ompion. Tometa. Ompion. There's words there. Usually you see like tetragrammaton or something. Here we have wings, sort of enveloping this sort of crystal in the middle on the disc. These are not called pentagrams or coins. These are discs. The one that's depicted on a lot of the covers of this, we have sort of the yin-yang there in different colors. The snake, sort of a modified Ouroboros, eating its own tail. Kind of a cartoony card. I mean, the snake has a crown on its head. Here we have like these Buddhist wheels, sort of a prism. Works. Power. Here we have some sort of fortress here with symbols of elements. worry. Here we have the pentagram upside down. And of course there's symbols in here. Mercury. There's something there it's hard to make out. Success. A very positive card. A card that probably most people wish they get in a reading. Here we have the moon. Female, male. Failure, of course, with success you also have the opposite, failure, which is right by it, which is sort of one of the reasons why I don't really like reversals. Some people are obsessed with reversals. I don't care for reversals. They don't do much for me. Plus some cards like this, you know it's going to be reversed. I don't know how you would, when you shuffle it, half of them will be reversed, one will be reversed. Is it chance? I just don't like that. Here we have sort of feathers here, and the discs there. I always like this card. The colors, the purple and the yellow, really stand out. Gain, very pleasing colors here. Wealth, we have all these coins with symbols on them. Here we have some writing, some Hebrew writing. Knight of Discs. Princess of Discs. This card always it's almost creepy. Just sort of the slanty eyes, the horns, this yin-yang symbol. Prince of Discs. A really neat card. I like this card a lot. The bull snorting. We have these symbols swirling around. He's sitting naked with the globe there. World, a Chariot card. And then the Queen of Discs. This one is, maybe it's not creepy, it's just kind of weird. It's a very odd card. It's very sort of atmospheric. We have a goat. We have her horns, which are extremely long. We have the globe symbol, the disc itself, which looks like she's cradling it. And her throne is these jagged black horns. And the last suit is swords, associated with air, whereas discs were associated with the earth. So here we have this crown, sort of a simple card. Futility. We have certain symbols as the hilts. Sort of a prism card. Another prism card. Here we have these two sort of rapiers piercing this. A lot of geometry. Balance. Sorrow. This is a 3, and you see there's 2 up there, 1 there. 4 swords there. This would be truce. Notice there's an impasse. No one knows what to do. Defeat the inverted pentagram again. I'm not sure what those red things are. They could be pomegranate seeds, they could be teeth, I don't know. Here we have a cross. This is science. The 6 in the middle, meeting. More geometry. Interference. We have these scimitars. Cruelty, the 9, which is swords dripping blood. Ruin, 10 of swords. Here we have the Knight of Swords. This is a strange sort of, reminds me of like the wings are like a dragonfly flying through the air. The Princess. This one more sort of that fan shape, the geometry there. Prince of Swords is a very abstract card, almost hard to make out. There's 3 people there. The Chariot. And we have the Queen of Swords up in the air, holding the head of someone decapitated. There's a head above her in the clouds. And that's it. Those are the cards. Thanks for watching.